Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Leo September 29, 2022. Communications can be playful and also useful. Today's energies favor reflection, light conversation, and observation. A new moon will occur tomorrow, and this means we are symbolically in the dark. While it's a good time for putting outworn attitudes, bad habits, and overwhelming projects behind you, today's not ideal for brand new initiatives that you want to last, grow, and prosper over time. There can be a real buzz of ideas with you today, nonetheless, but don't feel pressured to make sense of it all, as there are still some missing puzzle pieces. Ahead of you is a more home or family-focused period. Today, your charm shines through your communications and gestures. There can be relief about sharing a particular topic now, or you could be a go-between helping others to come to a compromise or state of peace. The astrological transits from the last few days have left you with food for thought. But there are not any major transits or aspects going on today, which is perfect for considering everything. The moon is in just Libra, which is asking you to come up with the pros and cons of everything going on at work. The lunation is perfect to take a step back to reevaluate everything going on at work, especially your commitments, contracts, and partnerships. As you embrace this lunar energy, you should keep reciprocity in mind when mulling over your professional obligations. As Neptune moves into his final 4 weeks in your financial sector, he is slowing down, and this might see money matters stall or move more slowly over the coming weeks. As this is not just preparation for Neptune's direct turn, but with Jupiter, the planet of luck and expansion, returning next week, what you are unlikely to see drop off is your confidence. You will probably be frustrated by all the misfiring that goes on due to the celestial atmosphere prevailing today. This is a perfect opportunity to learn about yourself and how you respond to frustration. One thing to notice is how the food you eat supports you or sabotages you under circumstances of frustration. Try to reduce your sugar intake and increase your intake of raw fruits and vegetables. Meanwhile, drink plenty of water. With a healthy diet, what once frustrated you could become merely amusing. Knowing that when she returns to your work sector tomorrow for what is normally a 24-day visit, she won't leave until March 2022, Venus is even more determined to make her last full day in a fun, playful, romantic, and creatively charged part of your chart count. It is not just work and job developments that will open up over the coming weeks, but on the career front as well, with a chance to make a balance between work and play a priority while you can. As she spends her last full day in your romantic sector, Venus knows that the planetary activity here won't end with her departure, and if anything, it will surge again in the final months of the year. This takes away any urgency, but the planet of love is urging you to embrace the spirit of romance with the kind of blind faith that comes from knowing there is backup. You could be contemplating a long overdue conversation with your special someone. For Luna is sitting alongside Venus-Mercury via your curious third house of communication, thought process, and immediate surroundings, bringing passion and clarity to themes surrounding your community affairs and one-on-one exchanges. Whether you're single or already in a romantic connection, you're being guided to collaborate with a significant other, but Luna's square to powerhouse Pluto could create a bit of chaos in the process. Steer away from over-analyzing things and keep your eyes on the prize. Rome wasn't built in a day, and well, you know the drill. The aspect at play reminds us that there are always 2 ways to do something, if not more. You can either work out or not. You can eat healthy food or not. Then there are decisions we make unconsciously. How do you sit in your chair when you work? Do you use good posture, with a strong back and the abdominal muscles slightly flexed? Or do you slouch and let your shoulders cave in? Pay attention while you still have a choice. Our eyes in the sky. Today has an eclectic energy that could feel both scattered and psychologically challenging at times. This morning's moon in Libra makes it a little easier for all of us to process. When Pluto squares the moon, those in relationships take a closer look at their commitments. This is going to mark a time where your mind is influenced by your own desires. Over the weeks ahead, you might wish for something to happen to the point of obsession. Remember that everyone is going to be feeling these same vibes, so you aren't alone. This energy can bring gains and losses. You might feel like you're unable to take any action at all, like you're stuck in place. It could seem as though your mind is a prison, but it's up to you to decide how to navigate through this minor storm. The reality is that as long as you have curiosity and creativity, you're unstoppable. It's only when you are hard on yourself that it feels like you're stuck in an emotional swamp. On the upside, this energy winds down when the moon enters Scorpio later in the day. In the morning, retrograde Mercury in Virgo trines Pluto in Capricorn, the second of 3 trines between these two planets. The first occurred on August 22nd, so look back to this date to make personal connections. This influence grants us a penetrative mind. We detect the hidden rationale subtly underpinning and guiding our interactions. We can even investigate occult principles or further define our astrological awareness. However, because Mercury is retrograde, it might be hard to communicate everything that is going on in our heads. While we're adept at working and reworking ideas at a conceptual level, something is bound to become lost in translation if we attempt to explain ourselves. This is perhaps the true intent of this transit, to determine when it is wise to reveal, versus when it is wise to keep silent. The final trine in this series, with Mercury in direct motion, will occur on October 6th. This week may bring some strange feelings from your past, or perhaps past lives. You could feel somehow boxed in or forced toward a certain conclusion. Aspects affecting your employment sector mean that you need to focus more attention here to make your work meaningful and lucrative. Mid-morning, the Libra moon squares off with Pluto, provoking power struggles. Perhaps we want to share a secret, but it would be purely for our own gain. Our inclination to form relationships based on gossip could be to curry favor or gain a tactical advantage. What we're really battling with now is our own perceived lack of agency. Once we become aware that fear is steering our choices, we can start to take back our power. The moon enters its void of course following this aspect's perfection, suggesting we use this time for introspection and keeping our mouths shut.